Hi everyone, back on another tour south of the Tungabhadra. So this time it's a very nice and very personal tour to me. So we are going to visit my Kuldevta, which is the Lord of the Seven Hills, Venkateshwara Balaji, Kalyan Venkateshwara Balaji here in Tirumala. I am at Tirupati. I am at the base currently, and this is where the road climb starts, like the motor climb starts. And yeah, we arrived yesterday, so it was a very fun day. So let's start with day one. On day one, we first visited. Well, what really had happened was I and my mother both forgot our Aadhaar cards, which were used for the booking of the darshan entry upstairs. So everyone was scared what to do. So I was like, no, don't worry, I'll do something. So I got the smart card printed. So I tell you what to do in case you don't have your Aadhaar card, physical Aadhaar card on you, and you need to get an Aadhaar card, or to go onto the UIDAI website, get an e-Aadhaar downloaded, or like the number of e-Aadhaar cards needed, get those downloaded. There will be a password, and the password will be first four letters of your name and your date of birth. For example, if your name is Ayush and the date of birth is 2006, so the password will be AYU, the first four letters, and the date of birth which is 2006. So password will be AYU 2006. So when once you get it, you will get the e-Aadhaar card and send it to a proper, like, send it to an identity ID card printing agency. I found an ID card printing agency, and thankfully she specialized that girl specialized in this kind of work. I sent her the Aadhaar card and the e-Aadhaar card, and what she did here in Tirupati was she printed them on the proper PVC card, both, like, so it's a valid physical ID card with all the scanner, the hologram, and everything attached. So yeah, this is a good thing that happened. So what happened was when we reached here, our train was at the famous Renigunta Junction. When we reached, we came to all the way to Tirupati. We checked in. I got fresh, and immediately I headed out for this particular purpose. Once this purpose was satisfied, I was happy. And my thinking was, it's a Thursday, it's the Guru's day today, so let's go and visit the Uttaradi Mat. I'll tell you honestly, if you ask me, do I believe in God? No, of course not. I still don't believe in God. And if I were honest, I don't believe in anything. I only have conviction, as Ayn Rand said. Now, I have this conviction that the Hindu philosophy is a very sophisticated form of philosophy. We have contemporaries we have thinkers who have reached the level of Aristotle and Plato, according to me at least. So, Madhvacharya is one of the persons. I have talked about Dvaita Vedanta, so that's why I visit either of his Dvaita mats whenever I get the time. So on Thursday, I visited Uttaradi Mat. Here you can see the photos of it. Uh, the Uttaradi Mat in Tirupati, the base. The Uttaradi Mat at Tirumala upstairs is the real place where is the actual place where my tonsure ceremony took place, right? So I visited the Uttaradi Mat at the base, excellent place, and they have a temple that they operate, the Hanuman temple, and it's beautiful. So it has all essentials of Madhva philosophy. Inscribed there. It has as you can see in the entrance, you can see the four forms of Vayu. One is like the actual Vayu around you. The second is Hanuman, Vayuputra Hanuman. Third is Bhim, Vayavatar Bhim. And the fourth one is Madhvacharya himself. By his followers, is regarded as Vayu's avatar, right? After that, you can look at Kodandarama Vishnu, Kodandaram, right? Kodandarama Swami, surrounded by Sita and Lakshman. And then you can see different forms of Narayan. Narayan is the Supreme. Hari Sarvottama, Vayu Jivottama. This is the this is the motto of the Madhva Vaishnava, Madhva Daitin Vaishnava. Yeah, so after this month, I came back. We had a quick breakfast at PS4. There I spilled water on myself. But anyways, when we came back to the room, we caught up with some of the other relatives, and we are a group of 12, by the way, now. After that, we went to the, the famous Govindraj Swami temple. It's closed till 1:30. Keep that in mind in case you're going in after afternoon. From 12:30 to 1:30, I think it's closed. After 1:30, it opened, and we went inside. We took darshan of it. I never thought. I thought for a Hindu philosophy enthusiast, only Sringeri and Udupi will be lots of, will be huge amount of fodder. But here, it's Alvar and Nayanar tradition everywhere. So it's very nice to look at. So when we went inside, like uh, we went in, we went inside. And the first thing that my eyes really caught were the architecture. Really, the Gopuram and the style of architecture looks strongly Vijayanagar because the column is constructed. I really want to look at when it was really constructed because at what happens is there are special columns. Like you can identify Hoysala columns because of the concentric rings. Vijayanagar column is kind of rectangular, and on the fourth side it has all deities and majorly deities, physical deities that are present. So it looked like a Vijayanagar column. I really want to understand when it was constructed. But anyways, yeah. After that, we went inside. We saw Govindraj Swami, who is regarded as the brother of Venkateshwara, sleeping in an inclined pose. Then you can see around him, you can see Bhudevi, Sri Devi, Brahma, and yeah. After that, we came outside and we proceeded to Srikalhasti. So I haven't really talked about Ramanujacharya. So I'll give a brief introduction to him. Ramanujacharya is a Vishishta Advaitin. What was the meaning of it is Vishishta Advaitin means someone who believes that reality is fundamentally unified or unitary, but who believes multiplicity is also possible. Meaning someone who understands that reality is Brahman, right? At its core, it has the Brahman, but we all are different parts of the Brahman. That's why we are different from each other, right? If everything is Brahman, isn't everything the same? That's Adi Shankara's argument, and it doesn't mean that he doesn't. By the way, what has happened to me is I have read second-hand versions of Advaita, meaning I should have understand. I have to confess, I should have read Adi Shankara himself, and I should have, as in I haven't stopped reading, right? So I'll read Adi Shankara himself, and I'll comment when I say Advaita, I'll comment only on Adi Shankara's Advaita because everyone there's roughly a million versions of Advaita, right? Like there's Adi Shankara's, of course. Then starts with Vidyaranya's Advaita, which is also very strong and provocative. Then there's Ranga Swami's Advaita, which is also very strong and provocative. On the other hand, then there's the Nivritti Marga Advaita, which is the retiring, the solitude-seeking marg of or route of Advaita, which is Jnaneshwar's Advaita. More or less, like Tukaram stands in the middle, really. At times he's provocative, at times he's retiring. And yeah, so there's multiple versions of Advaita, and this is just only the outlook. At times, I'll even comment that Ramdas Swami's Advaita is, at times, it is also Nivritti Marg Advaita, but Ramdas Swami's Vairagya is also pleasure seeking in one sense. Like it is value seeking at least. It's not total abandonment, right? So, anyways, uh, Advaita believes that the world is fundamentally unified, and within us, we are unified. But Ramanuja says that because we are different from each other, multiplicity is real and the world is concretely real. So you can look at it in these ways, right? So Ramanujacharya created this school of thought called Vishishta Advaitin. He was attacked mercilessly. Like you can, I'm quoting things from Ramanuja Champu, which was created by his namesake. I think 200 to 300 years down the line. I'm not sure of the timeline. I think 200 years. But Ramanuja Champu, which is Sanskrit work, printed by Madras Public Printing House, if I'm not wrong, or it is printed at the behest of the Madras government, erstwhile Madras government, British time. Anyways, so in the Ramanuja Champu, he says he was appointed to be teacher of to be a student of Yadava Prakash. Yadava Prakash, a famous Advaitin. So he started arguing with him, debating with him. Ramanuja faced a lot of persecution throughout his life because Chola was a Shaiva king who believed Shiva is supreme. Ramanuja is this Vaishnava who believed Vishnu is supreme. So he had to flee from Sri Rangam, his actual seat, So the actual seat of the total final supreme seat of Vishishtadvaita is Sri Rangam. Ranganatha Swami, meaning in reclining Vishnu, right? So here think about so I'll also talk about Alvar tradition. So Alvar tradition is the Vaishnava tradition. For them, the holy books are of course the Vedas and Divya Prabandham, right? So Divya Prabandham is also equally important to them as Vedas. So Divya Prabandham is a set of hymns that are received directly from Narayan himself about Narayan. So yeah, that's a very important thing for them. Anyways, so this is the Alvar tradition. Additionally, for the Shaiva tradition, is the Nayanars. So the Nayanars are equally important to Tamil, not just Tamil. I think Southern Indian or in fact Indian philosophical scene because they are Shaivas and they talk about Shiva as the supreme and in the Alvar tradition, in the Nayana tradition, Srikalhasti is very important. So at Srikalhasti, you go. There's a big story of that. So, anyways, he came back. He fled from persecution at Srirangam. He came back to uh, Milkot, and that I've described it in my Velur video already. His story of how he influenced the Hoysala king to become a Vaishnav. He adopted the Vishnuvardhan waged war against Cholas, and he conquered lots of territory. Then built the Chennakesha temple. Anyways, so these are some things about Ramanuja. But anyways, when we entered the Govindrajpattan Swami temple, we saw Ramanuja's a temple. We saw temples of multiple Alvars. We saw Garuda Alvar. Garuda is also considered an Alvar. I wasn't very sure about that, but I was confirmed that Garuda is also considered an Alvar. I think all Alvars are representative, at least all Archakas are representatives of Lakshmi in the Sri Vaishnava tradition. But anyways, once we went inside, we saw all that. We came outside, and then we proceeded to Srikalhasti. Now this is some tribal bhakta of Shiva, who is a very innocent bhakta, who sees that once a Shiva lingam doesn't have eyes, so it pulls out one of his eye and puts it in that place. So he decided to pull out his second eye also to put it in the lingam. But how to do that, right? Because once you pull out your eye, you can't see. So he puts a toe in the second eye socket of Shiva, and he pulls out his second eye and places his eye there. But she was so impressed and so touched by his devotion. So he comes in, he restores his eyesight, and lots of things. So that's the Nayanar. It also emphasizes on bhakti. So more or less Hindu philosophy, if I were to reduce it to its bare bone essentials, it will revolve around what is Atman, what is Brahman, what is Prakriti, these 3 to 4 things, right? Uh, After we went to Srikalhasti, we came back. We looked at Kalamkari saris because, well, the ladies in my family wanted to. And then we came back to Tirupati. And at Tirupati, we went to the Padmavati Amman temple. At Padmavati, we had darshan of Padmavati and we had prasadam there. And you'll see the I'll put video of the Palki procession that was there. Very grand Palki procession. So after that, we came back, had dinner, and we were really tired. This was a very long first day that took place, and I have given some information about Alvar and Nayanar also. So yeah, thank you. Now we are proceeding to day 2.